All right. Awesome. So, guys, let's just do a quick round of wins for 2 minutes. Okay. When we're talking about wins, it's always client wins or personal wins. We always want to optimize for client wins so we can stay on top of like what was actually, the impact that we're making with our calls. But of course, you can always share something personal if it's important to you want to share. Let's do it. So, what do you guys got? Let's do a round of
I'll
wins.
go. One of my students has completed the program, and he was actually in one of Bass's emails the other day for a win for making his first
There
four
you
to
go.
5K a month with landing a position.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's great. Love it. What else? What else do we have, guys?
So when on my side, I have one of my triages who I spoke with a month back, totally unqualified in terms of financially, a high drive to make it happen for himself. So I sent him some nurture material. We booked in a call today just to catch up with him and see, what's new, what's changed. So that was just nice, like fulfilling a bit in terms of, what we're doing. So yeah.
Love it, dude. And that really makes a difference, because people go, oh man, like this guy really wants to help me. He's not just after a sale or anything. He's just really there for me. People see that. So good job. 100%. Okay, one minute left and we'll continue. Quickly, what do you guys got? Nothing to celebrate besides Tato and Kendall? That's not acceptable. Like,
Oh yeah, sorry. One of the guys I onboarded just over a month ago set a goal, put in the goals channel, got a goal to interview with 2 potential placements. So he's through to the placement stage and ready to get bopping.
love it, dude. Amazing. Guys, this is important that you always have, because like we're always going to cover wins at the beginning. Right now we're optimizing for what's needed, but there's a reason why we always cover wins, and there's a reason why you should assign a part of your energy to focus on wins, because it puts you in a better place energy wise when you're stepping into your calls. If you in your day you've dedicated some time to recognize or acknowledge your advancement, or revisit the Discord to see what kind of impact your job actually does, it puts you in a totally different mood. So it's just like literally a productivity tool that puts you in a better state when you're hopping on your calls. If you don't have anything to celebrate or to kind of like share wins for the day, you are already in disadvantage compared to someone who's kind of like pumped for the day, super grateful for how far he or she has come, and is kind of like super purpose driven. Does that make sense? So that's how important it is. So some people don't understand the reasoning behind it, but it actually impacts your performance. It really does. Now, let's get into training. Before we get into training, really quick, the reason why we're training this, think about it. I want to just do my research, and these very, very uncertainty based language objections is because those are the most difficult ones. Because if someone gives you a think about it and you probe into it, or you just use silence and they just say it's a lot of money, it's just like a big sum amount of money, you already know what's going on. Is money. So then you go and you say, okay, when you say it's a lot of money, is this more coming from a place of I'm not sure if I can afford it, or is more sort of like it is a big decision? There's a way to kind of like say logistical or fear, or you can say, is this a matter of if I'm gonna do this or not, or more a matter of when it's going to happen? What do you think you are? And then they will say, no, 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 I'm not. I know I'm going to do this. It's more sort of like, yeah, when. So it's the same. That question is the same. Is it affordability or is it the fear, right? Or when they say, for example, it's a lot of money, you go, okay, cool. Money aside, do you want to do this? Like, do you even want to do this? Is this the answer for you? Yes, I do. Why? Oh, because blah blah blah. Okay, so if you had the money, what would you do? You say, boom, yeah, I would just do it. Okay, so then it's just a matter of making sure that you can work this out financially in a responsible manner. Yes, you have already identified the objection. Yeah, or if you say, they say, I gotta think about it because I'm not sure if it's the right timing. When you say not sure if it's the right timing, that can mean different things to different people. How do you mean by that? Exactly. I have an event, blah blah blah. Time objection, time logistical, right? So when you probe once and they give you stuff that you can work with and you can kind of like go diffuse and isolate and confirm, is easy because you do IDIC. And then you go and you solve whatever that is. Yes or no? The problem is when they get stuck and I got to think about it. I don't know. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly why I want to think about it. Or they go, I got to think about it because I'm not sure this is the first time I've done anything like this. And also besides that, I just want to make sure that my partner is on board. And, the sun needs to be positioned in the right place until I can make any decision. Right. So it's like, all right, now I know what's going on. It's fear, it's uncertainty. One of the things I want you guys to know as well as you go into these conversations is that the only thing, and this is kind of like high level, kind of like concept to understand, at the end of the day, it only comes down to two things. Like if you want to simplify it, it only comes down to two things. Number one is affordability, like being willing and able to invest. And number two is certainty. Is certainty. Because if they knew they couldn't fail, what would they do? They would do it. If they knew 100% they couldn't fail, they would just do it if they had the funds. Yes or yes? So then it's not research, it's not time, it's not blah, blah, blah. It's you lack certainty. You just lack certainty. What's coming up for you? What's creating that uncertainty? And then we have the different types of places that the uncertainty can come from, right? Is it me? Is it you? Is it the past? Is it the future? And then we just tackle that properly based on whatever that might be. Yes or no? Yeah. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because when someone gets stuck in a think about it or uncertainty-based language and you keep probing, it's detrimental to the conversation. So if you go, I want to think about it. First thing is to probe, right? So we go like, sorry, say that again. I gotta think about it. But how do you mean by that? Sorry, not sure. So yeah, it's just like this all sounds good. Don't get me wrong. Can I get back to you in 24 hours? So we've done 2 probes in this situation. Say that again. How do you mean by that? And then they start to lean out. We can do just one more if you want. It's like, yeah, sure, no worries. I also have another meeting, so I cannot stay for too long. Before I go, I guess like what's coming up for you that you kind of like want to set aside time for kind of like thought or room for thought. What's causing that? That's another probing. Yeah. If they go, yeah, I don't know. That's why I want to think about. That's why I want to think about it. It's over. It's just like it's uncertainty. Is uncertainty. Nothing else is uncertainty. Okay. And then you go, cool. Is that kind of like how you always make decisions? So now I start labeling. Okay, is that kind of like a rule, or is that how you normally go about it? Because I don't want to keep probing. I don't want to stay in a place like, what's coming up for you? Yeah, but what's coming up? Because they don't know. The reality is that they don't know. And because they don't know what's going on, we're just stuck in this place. Yeah. Same with and sometimes it can change the language, but it's the same. So they might go, I want to think about it. Can I get back to you? Yeah, sure. Blah, blah, blah. Before I go, blah, 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 blah. Say, yeah, I don't know. I just want to process all of this. Right? Is another different form of saying I have to think about it. I just gotta process all of this. Right? How do you mean process all of this? You're probing into the uncertainty. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I'm not going to give you 5K like right away, blah, 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 blah. I got it. Now I'm clear. I know what's going on. It's uncertainty. You see how I'm reading the situation? Like after 1, 2, 3 probes, they don't have anything substantial to share. It's uncertainty. It's fear. It's fear. Because if they knew they couldn't fail, they would do it. But through this process, they might say, yeah, it's a lot of money. Oh, ding, 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 money. Okay, money. How do you mean by money? Or time or partner. Like if they give you time, money, or partner, you go there. Also, when you say time, how do you mean by that? Boom, boom, boom. And now you can move the needle. But the problem is when they don't give you anything. And they give you, gotta process all of this. This is how I've always made decisions. What else? It's like, I just knew about you 1 week ago, right? A lot of times skepticism is fear in disguise. Yeah, I just want to see other providers. Just want to see my options. That's another thing. All this shit where how do you know it's uncertainty? Because you probe into and there's nothing. This is like error. Like, cool. So when you say you want to see your options, like, do you know what you're looking for? No, not really. Just want to see what's out there. You see, there's nothing. Or they go, yeah, I just want to process all of this. Okay, so what part of the process do you feel is not clear? No, it's all clear. Just want to, reprocess all of this, like rewatching in my mind alone. Do you guys see that? Like, is uncertainty, right? So then what you need to do is you need to transition just to be more efficient and productive with the conversation. You need to transition towards making them aware that they are uncertain, that they lack confidence, that there's nerves. Maybe sometimes you cannot kind of like go into the nerves, but you can go into, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Like, if you knew this process 100% will work for you at this stage, what would you do? Oh, if I knew it was going to work for me, I would do it. Well, why would you do that though? Oh, because blah 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 blah. Okay, so then what I'm hearing is that you're 100% in. You just want to make sure that this is actually going to work for you. Yes. Okay. So really, correct me if I'm wrong, what you need is the certainty and the assurance that this is going to work for you more than anything else. Yeah. Okay. Boom. You see, we've reached this point where it's like, dude, it's uncertainty. You're uncertain. And they agree. And once they agree, then you go and you just like face the freaking monster. You just go, hey, buddy, come here. What's the monster? Like, what is it? Is it you? Is it me? Is it the past? Or is it your future? Like, what are you most fearful about? If it's the future, we know what to do. If it's the past, we know what to do. If it's us, we know what to do. If it's them, we know what to do. Yes or yes? Let's practice. Who wants to play prospect? I need a prospect that is like very like I gotta think about it. That's why I always think about it. Like, that's the one rule that I did for myself. And I need a closer. Okay, Tom, prospect, who can be closer? Okay. So again, imagine we do the temp check. Tom's like, yeah, this sounds good. Yeah, I'm an 8. You blah blah blah. What's keeping? Yeah, no, this. What's keeping you from being an 8? Da da da. Okay, you solve it. Yeah, dude, you're right. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I have to do this. Like, you get a good degree of certainty, and you go with the price drop. Okay, don't overcook. Also, the temp check, Brian. Don't be redundant. It's like, if you see the guy certain, go. If you don't see him certain, then just do. But let's say that the guy was like somehow certain. Okay, yeah, dude, like, this sounds really good. Okay, boom, investment, and then
I'm going into so certain, and then I'm going into like an uncertain. I just need to think about it. Something.
Yeah, because like, here's the thing, real quick for everybody. Like, we cannot role play this scenario of like, it's 5K, and they just go, oh yeah, cool, great, this has been great. Send me an email with all of this information, and I will get back to you. Like, can I get back to you tomorrow? That's not realistic. And you guys tell me based on your conversations. If you've done executed properly a discovery phase where you pull out the emotion, you've established connection, so they're not gonna automatically lean out. But if you allow and tolerate a surface level conversation, then yes, because it has always been a surface level conversation. So why they will go deep now in objection handling, right? So if you're good doing discovery, then they're not going to automatically bounce and leave. They will just stay there, and they will say, oh, okay, 5K. Wow, that's a lot of money. Oh, okay. But if they say that's a lot of money, you got them. It's the money. So if they say, oh, okay, 5K, okay, that was not what I was expecting, but that's fine. Oh, how do you mean? What were you expecting? Oh yeah, in the DMs they told me between $1,000 and $6,000, so I was more expecting for the lower end. Okay, cool, got it. What else? What's coming out for you? No, it all sounds good, but yeah, I just gotta think about it. So you see, it's not that automatically they want to run away. They stay there. The uncertainty starts to take place, and then they want to bounce. That's the more realistic scenario. But of course, if you have a specific scenario, specific prospect in your mind over your last calls, play that guy 100%. Okay. So you got it, Tom? Yeah. So Brian, you're gonna drop the price, and we go from there.
Yeah. So covering the investment, Tom, it's $4,997 USD, and that covers the entire process of phase 1 to phase 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts? Any questions?
No, not really. No.
Okay. So should we go through the enrollment process?
The enrollment process.
Okay. Yeah, so basically what we do, Tom, is that for the enrollment process, there are 3 things that we cover. So number 1 is that we go through the payment, which we send it to you electronically. And then once that's received on our side, number 2 is that we send your logins to the platform. And then number 3, we get you onboarded as well. Should we go through that, or do you have any other questions?
Can we? To be fair, I didn't think it would be that much, if that makes sense. I suppose to Tato, he said it was between 1 and 6K.
Okay. So just so I can understand from my side, when you say that, you weren't expecting the amount, is it because you can't afford it right now, or is it more sort of big decision for you on your side so far?
No, I can get it. I've got it. It will be something that I definitely need to think about. You know what I mean? Just to, process everything.
Yeah, sure. No worries. I mean, I do actually need to hop on to another call, Tom. But just before we do that, when you say that you want to sort of think about it, what comes up to mind? Just to see if I can help.
I don't know. I just need to think about it, just to, of course, see if anything does come up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no worries, Tom. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I mean, the fact that you've actually gone into this meeting really shows that you want this, and you want to make a change. And I mean, is this how you've always made decisions? Is that you want to give it some time to think about?
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, in the past, yeah, sometimes.
No worries, I can understand. Let's just say, Tom, that that you are 100% in with the process, and if you knew you couldn't fail, let's just play that scenario. I mean, obviously, nothing is 100% right, but let's just play that scenario. If you knew you couldn't fail with the process and the program and everything that we've covered, what would your next steps be? What would you do then if you knew you couldn't fail?
Yeah, I'd go for it.
Well, why would you do that?
Because of course it's guaranteed. There's no risk.
Gotcha. Okay. So I guess what I'm hearing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you are 100% in with the process and everything that we've covered, and the only thing that's just keeping you back is more making sure that it works for you.
Yeah, you could say so. Yeah.
Are you sure, or is there anything else?
Look, it's just like, just been on the call for 30 minutes, and now you're asking me to pay like 5K. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't want to do it straight away. I just want to think about it. Sure, that's like pretty standard, right?
Yeah, got you. And see, the thing, Tom, is that of course we've kind of discussed this, and you've said that you wanted to solve this now for the last 6 months or so. And of course, you can think about it. No worries at all, Tom. But just so that I can give you a little bit more sort of, do you mind if I put on my coaching hat for a second? Would you mind if I do that, just to see if I can help you, and maybe I can provide some clarity?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
No worries. Here's the thing, Tom, is that, I mean, first thing is, like, is this how you've always made decisions in the past? Is, you want to give it some time to think, and
Like I said, yeah. Like I said, yeah.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, Tom, is that if you always make decisions based on where you are right now, then that's where you're always going to be. Like, just think about it, like an obese person, someone who's, let's say, 50 kilos overweight, let's say, right? That person is overweight because the way he makes decisions when it comes to nutrition and food is broken. That's why they are overweight. So let's say if he keeps making decisions from an overweight sort of person's point of view, that's where they're always going to be. Would you agree? Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that person needs to become fit first, sort of trapped in a fat body that needs to sort of, trying to be fit, so to speak. Does that make sense? And then that person start making decisions of a fit person, then the body follows. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So so if you want to be that provider that you said you want to be for your family, do you feel that what do you feel is the right sort of decision to? Sorry, I'm kind of messing that up. My bad.
Keep going.
Yeah. But what happens if you keep making decision based on that? Sorry, I've messed it up.
Okay, let's just stop there.
Yeah.
Good
So
job.
I'm trying to know the reframe, but I just mumbled
No
it up.
worries. Good job
Yeah.
there. So again, that's why it's important to train your reframes, to train, be prepared. You know exactly what goes, because at this point, it's not that Brian cannot do it. It's just like he doesn't have that reframe trained in his mind enough. Like he doesn't have it good enough. That's why he's kind of like blah, 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 blah. The problem with that, guys, is that what the prospects see at the other end is uncertainty. They don't care where that uncertainty is coming from. They just see uncertainty, right? That's an issue. There's a saying that I'm pretty sure you've seen that average closers, they practice until they get it right. Pros, they practice until they can't get it wrong. So that's what you should do every single day. Practice until it's impossible for you to get it wrong. You don't need to have like 25 reframes, but you just have 2 or 3 that you can just put one, like stack them back to back. And at least you can do 3 reframes very confidently, very calm, cool, collected, because that's what they need. Like 50% of the objection handling is energy. It's just the energy. Okay. But good, because you know what you were doing. Things to improve, bro, is preparation. You just need to, you cannot go and use a reframe that you're not 100% sure. Here you can, because this is a safe place. Okay, so
yeah, I had 2, 3 in my mind, and I was like, oh, which one should I go for? And then I kind of just went for that. And then
yeah,
what I felt like I should have done was probe into. So it's not time. It's not time that you need. It's certainty. So what's coming up for you? I should have gone with that, and then I could have gone with.
yeah, like you what you were doing wasn't necessarily bad. You know, you were doing, it's like, okay, I identify uncertainty, so I'm just gonna go, is this how you will make decisions? Okay, blah blah blah. So what do you feel you need to do to da 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 da? And then it's like, yeah, but blah 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 blah. And then he would stay stuck and just go for another one, like something different, right? So that was good. Like one of the things, like when they get stuck and I gotta think about it, right? We know it's uncertainty. So one of the things that in some situations I might want to do to get more clarity for myself is I get them to agree that what's keeping them from moving forward is lack of certainty with this simple isolation question. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? Yeah, I would do it. Okay, so really what's going on here is like, you don't have that certainty, because if you did have that, you would do it. So you don't need time, you don't need information, you need certainty. Would you agree? And they say, yeah, that's a fair point, or whatever, right? And then you go, okay, so what is it? Like, what is causing that uncertainty? What are you fearful about? What's your biggest fear? Or what are you most concerned about? And if they say, I don't know, you go, okay, it can only be 4 things, brother. It's yourself, you doubt me, which I don't think is the case, because you've seen testimonial and everything. There's something in your past that is not allowing you to make decisions today, or you're trying to predict the future so that you can make decisions today. So which one is it? And then we make them look into the fear and talk through it. What is it? Talk to me so I can help you. You did what you did, the coaching hat, that was really good, because it's just frame things in a way that's like, hey, we're already working together. Like, I'm already being your coach by putting myself on the coach hat. So you did a lot of things good, but you cannot be in the middle of a conversation and start. But do you think you can't? Because all the positioning you've built starts to go downhill. At least you know what to work on. So make that your main thing. Okay, good job. Let's do another one. By the way, any questions or any thoughts for the rest?
So I just have a young feedback on Brian on that. Like, I think it was, fairly good. The only thing I would say is, trust yourself. Like, even if you're speaking the biggest load of BS, like BS was like, I'm telling you, like, this is what's.
Yeah.
Thing like really good, like really just back yourself with whatever you say, and that's it, really.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Like, it's 50% is just the energy, which you got it. You got the energy until the point that you started to get like, like there's like, oh, I don't know what it goes, and then you start your words. So when you see that happening, what I want you to do, guys, is I want you to just like drop the words and go heart to heart. Just go heart to heart, because what are you going to do at that point? So if you just go obese person, blah, blah, blah. So how your mindset needs to be different. Just get out of that. Like, just say something. Does that make sense? You could just say, does that make sense? Are you with me with this analogy? Yes. And then you just go heart to heart. Look, like, the reason why I'm here and the reason why we do what we do is because we want to hold people to the highest standards possible so that they can get from where they are to where they want to be. Your standards right now are not, like, I'm just making stuff up, okay? your standards right now, do you feel that those standards right now are going to get you ultimately to where you want to be in your family? Like doubting yourself, like half-assing it, like not really having that certainty that your goals are possible? No, right? No. So how do your mindset needs to be different? How do you feel you should think about yourself and in your own potential so that you can actually step into the most powerful state you can be in, so that you can be da 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 da. I'm just kind of like trying not to go into any of my reframes, just trying to just winging it. But you see, it's like heart to heart. And then it's like, boom. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, so just to like put something on top of what Tato said, like that's the exact thing with energy. So the better energy you have, the more exposed you are when you're uncertain, because there's a bigger gap. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So the better your energy is, the more confident you need to be in everything else that supports it, if that makes sense.
Awesome. So let's do another one, okay? Who wants to play prospect? Closer. Okay, again, this is a safe place, so you can improve. So closer. I need a closer. Quickly. Otherwise, I'm just gonna pick one. Come on. All right, let's do Kendall then. Kendall, you're gonna play prospect closer.
Okay.
And I
always
need.
get so nervous. And then I screw up.
No worries. You're gonna screw up. Everybody's gonna screw up. That's what we're here. We're gonna make mistakes. So it's part of the game. So Tato, you're gonna be prospect, okay, Tato? So Kendall, you drop the price, and you Tato stay stuck in the think about it, gotta process it, big decision, blah blah blah. Okay.
Can I just ask a question too? Because I hear the guy saying like the price is 4,997. I've been saying the investment is only 5K to become $100,000 a month or $100,000 a year appointment center.
You're doing it right. They don't know what they're doing, Kendall. Keep. You're right. Yeah. They're just newbies. No worries.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I was saying it right. I'm like, is it 4,997?
I don't know why. It's
I'm
just
saying it
5K.
wrong?
I don't know why they're just 4,99996. This is like, I don't know. I would say 5K. It's like easier. It's 5K. Boom. So,
Okay.
but yeah, no worries. All good, Tom. All good. Okay. You dropped the price, Kendall. And so first of all, okay. So first of all, because I'm seeing you like,
I get so nervous when I talk in front of people, but like when I'm one-on-one, I'm so fine.
Listen, you're gonna make mistakes. It's going to happen. Don't expect you to do a good job right now. You're gonna screw up. Okay. Let's just try to put space between the start of the role play and the moment you screw up. But it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. So don't expect not to happen. It's going to happen. Try to do your best, and then once we reach that point, we will stop the role play. Okay. I don't want you to expect that you're gonna do a good job. You're gonna screw up. It's part of the game. That's what we're here for. Okay.
Okay.
So no worries.
Right.
Drop the price and then Tato go.
All right, Tato. So the total investment cost is only 5K in order to become $100,000 a year appointment setter.
Okay. Right. Yeah, so we can, think about it, and then we chat again.
Sorry, what did you say?
So I just wanted to have some time to just think about it.
Okay. And what is it exactly that you would like to think about?
Just to process it, just fully again, just run it again in my mind, and then yeah. So just to really think about it.
Okay. And when you say run it again in your mind, is there something that's coming up for you that is making you feel uncertain? I just want to help you unpack that.
Yeah, no. So no, it's just 5K. Just at one go, just really just need to process it and see, how this can work in my mind. Just need to think about it.
Okay. And when you say 5K, is that a lot of money for you, or is it a big decision?
Oh, look, no, it's a lot of money, but the money's there. So just basically just need to, process. We've only been speaking for 36 minutes now, so, need to think about it a bit.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you do have the money to invest if you decide it's something that you would like to move forward with, but you're just a little bit uncertain.
Yeah, Yeah. I mean, just at one go, it's like, whew, so just need to think about it a bit and just be sure.
No problem. So I understand it's a huge decision, and you're 100% right to feel nervous and uneasy, especially when it's a big decision. It's a life-changing decision, right? So if you decided like you couldn't fail, sorry, I messed that up. If you knew that you couldn't fail, and this process and everything that we covered today was 100%, would you go all in?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if you had the support and the mentorship that you were looking for, you would be okay with moving forward?
Yeah, look, I mean, you've explained it perfectly, Kendall. Don't get me wrong, it's just in my mind, just need to process it, just have a day, just to think about it.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, is this the way that you usually make decisions? Do you usually need time to think about things?
Yes, especially when it comes to, finances and your future. It's always just good just to, break it down a bit and take it from there.
Right. Right. And I know that you mentioned that you've been looking at this opportunity for the last like 6 to 8 months, and you've been thinking about it for quite a long time already. So what's stopping you from moving forward and not knowing that right now is that moment to move forward?
Ah, yeah. I mean, you've just struck the nerve there, Kendall. It's been a long time that I've been thinking about this, yeah, but yeah, I don't have anything to say to that really.
I don't even know what I would do at this point. Should I say then like confirm?
Don't
Okay, so
worry,
there's
no
actually no
worries.
issue.
That's great. You did great. You did great. Like
I
the first
honestly,
thing-
I tried to keep like the frame, like the IDIC, but then I also went, sometimes if I'm too analytical, the framework screws me up. So then I just
Yeah.
go with how I'm feeling or what's happening in the conversation or
Yes.
what they've established.
And that's okay. That's like whenever it's just like the framework is just getting in the way, just drop it and go heart to heart. Okay.
Okay.
So that's good. You just need to double down on training and preparation.
Yeah.
Because it's not that you cannot do it, it's that you're not prepared yet.
Yeah.
In that sense. So
I
you
think
just
I've been training so much that I think that I'm like almost overtraining. So I just
ask
have
me.
to
Yeah,
find
just
that.
ask me if
Okay.
you need, like, if you need to role play or anything, I'm here. Just ask me.
Okay.
But you guys, like, if you don't have, this is for everybody, if you don't have IDIC dialed in, that's your first thing you need to work on, because it's the easiest thing in the world, is always the same, and it just allows you to keep the conversation going with the energy, O3 energy, and really allows you to get into the next stage, which is lead and overcome. Okay, you see, you're alive. You didn't die, Kendall. You're good.
I didn't die. I didn't die. I can get better always.
Good job, Tom. What do you got?
I was just wondering, what's the difference between like fear and uncertainty? Because like I didn't know then whether to go through, like, if it were me to do like a broken decision making or a fear type of reframe, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's the same. Like uncertainty is there because they're fearful about something. But the thing is that some people are stuck in their rules, their limiting beliefs, how they've always done things. Like Tato was playing, I just met you for 30 minutes, 36 minutes. I was like, now I have to give you 5K. Like, it's so disrupting for them, right? That it's not like logically, they don't understand that. So if you go, okay, so what's going on is that there's a little bit of nerves, like that's too deep. They're not there yet. They're just like, this is how I've always made decisions. So then you just need to break it down, saying, okay, so this is how you always made decisions when there's something important to you. Yes, okay, cool, and I respect that. Can I put my coaching hat for a second? I think this is gonna. And now you explain them that what's going on is lack of certainty. That really what's going on is that they're not certain, because if they were 100% certain that this was going to work for them, they would do it. And then you ask them, do you see this? Are you with me? Yes. That's all that's going on, Mr. Prospect, is that you are not certain about either yourself or whatever that might be, and that's what's creating that that dissonance there.
And
but I'm here to help you. So what's your biggest fear? What are you most fearful about? Now I can talk about that. But if from the beginning they say, I gotta think about it, and you go, is it a little bit of nerves? It's not gonna land. It's like, no, I gotta think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you always start with like a broken decision making type of reframe, and then if that's not enough,
unless they tell you. It depends on what they tell you. If they say, let's say you build an amazing connection in Discovery, and they say, hey Tom, this has been really great, I really like the way you explain everything. Now I'm going to be straight honest with you, I'm fearful, I'm super fearful, like this really represents like a huge jump for me, I'm not sure if I can do this. Now she's telling you what's going on, you know. So then you go, yeah, so a little bit of nerves, you can say that, you can say that. You see?
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes they're surface level. They are at surface level. I gotta think about it. You know, I have a rule that I always think about 3 times and just do 3 walks around the building, and then I make a decision. You cannot say, okay, so it's a little bit of nerves, because they're not there yet. They're not at that level of emotion. So you need to go, okay, is that how we, you know, you kind of like, you need to go down, down, down until it's like fear.
So if they're always if it's like I need to think about it, that's like I don't know what I need to think about. Like that's why I need to think about it. It's always broken decision making.
Yes, always broken decision making. If you've always done things here, blah 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 blah. Obese fit person analogy, because we just gotta make them recognize that that very thing is what has kept them stuck, has led them to where they are right now. You can use that. Have you ever considered? That's another line. Have you ever considered that way of thinking has led you to be where you are right now, where you don't know why, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't matter what you try or do, like you're always at that revenue level or that income level? Well, possibly. Well, at this stage, after 6 months, I think we can agree that certainly that way of thinking is not helping you. What do you say? What would you say? You know, yeah, but you know, it's just like, yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm not judging you. Now, can I put my coach hat in for a second? And now, boom, we go for the reframe. Or we explain the, hey, if you're this, you have the island analogy. You told me once as well. That's the same thing. The island analogy. It doesn't matter which analogy, but you just gotta bring that awareness, dude. The way you see life, and you face and approach decisions when it comes to making money is broken. But you cannot say that, right? You have to use an analogy, so they go like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like broken decision making reframe, it rarely ever like breaks through it and makes them feel like, okay, I'm gonna do it. It's always
No.
like, get
It
into
gets you one layer closer.
Yeah.
No one is gonna say, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I need to start making decisions based on what I want to be. Here's my credit card. No, that's not gonna happen. Normally, it's just like gets you one layer closer.
That makes so much
You
sense.
know, and then once they are
fear reframe, because I feel like if you just start fear reframing, they're like, who's this guy trying to say fear is good? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Is it a therapy session or what? You know, it's just like, well, what are you doing, man? But if you just go with broken decision-making process, obese, blah, 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 they start to think and they go, yeah, that makes sense. And you can use the obese, like the obese fit person analogy is beautiful, because you literally use the analogy. So if you keep making decisions down from an obese person and you just keep eating donuts all day, like, what do you think anything is going to change? Like, seriously. But instead of donuts, we're talking about your income. No, right? But that's why a lot of people kept stuck in that same level of income, because that's the invisible bar, or that's the invisible ceiling, right? So how your mindset needs to be different, how you need to think so that you can get fit, right? Instead of the body follows, your finances and your money follows. Like, do you think that you need to make decisions based on where you want to be? For example, 8K per month setter, or based on a mechanic? Imagine the guy's a mechanic. What do you think? And get them to answer. Yeah, based on this, based on that.
So to tie it into the next reframe, would you, closing question, then they give you a bit more uncertainty, then you can say, well, am I right in saying?
There you go. Exactly. So it will be like this. So what do you feel you need to do? How your mindset needs to be different. So tomorrow when you wake up, you can be one step closer to being that 8K per month moment setter. Yeah, dude, I know, but you know, this is like how I've always made decisions, da 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 da. And then you can go, yeah, and I respect that. Now, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? If you knew you couldn't fail at this moment, success was guaranteed, what would you do? Yeah, I would do it. But why would you do it? Oh, because it's guaranteed I cannot do it. You see, you don't need time, you need certainty. Now I can talk about that. You don't need time. What you need is certainty, because that's what you're lacking. Because if you had full certainty, you would move forward. Yes or yes, Tom? And then you would say yes. Okay, so what are you uncertain about? What's your biggest fear? What's going on? Now I can talk about what's your biggest fear. What is keeping you in this place of being fearful? And now they cannot say, no, I'm not fearful. It's like, yeah, you are fearful. Like, what's going on? And then if they don't, I don't know. It's just like how I've always made decisions. It's like, yeah, but we've already talked about that. So at this point, Tom, is either you're down on yourself, you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in me, which I doubt, because you've seen the testimonials, and I've done this multiple times. There's something in your past that you don't want to show up again, or you're trying to predict the future, which we can, and that's causing that uncertainty. So which one it is? Yeah, dude, it's just like, I don't know if I can do this, or yeah, if I do this, it has to work. Okay, that's the future. There you go. Okay, so basically you want to mitigate 100% of the risk. That's what you're looking for. You're only gonna feel comfortable moving forward if there's 100% the risk mitigated. Yes. Okay, brother, that doesn't exist. The only two things guaranteeing life is death and taxes. So if you you're actually that doesn't exist. Like, it's not something possible. All we can do is put ourselves in the best position with the higher chances, so that with the most amount of odds to be successful. That's all we can do. And if someone is telling you that you have a guaranteed success, just run away, because it's just not life. It's not true. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Just checking for understanding. Yes. So now, what do you feel you need to do today to put yourself in the best position possible so you can have the higher chances of going from 1K to 6K? What do you feel needs to happen?
Yeah. So that's really helpful. If you literally say which one is it, and then break down the 4 bits of uncertainty, and then they can't really give you anything else.
Yeah, and a lot of times they won't know. It's like, what is this guy talking about? So that's why it's like, what's your biggest fear? What are you fearful? And then they will tell you, like, if they say, yeah, dude, this is like, what if it doesn't work? Boom, that's it. So what if it doesn't work? It's like, I don't believe in myself. I don't have enough belief in myself to be in a state where I'm going to make it work. That I'm putting it outside. What if it doesn't work? So then you just go and you talk about that frame that I always go, yeah, cool. So that's a great question. Don't get me wrong. You can do everything right, and it cannot work. I'm not gonna lie. Right? Now, there's a difference between losers and winners. Losers ask, what if it doesn't work? And the moment they hit an obstacle, they give up. Winners, they think, I'm going to make it work. You can use the bike analogy if you want. Do you know how to ride a bike? Did you fall a couple of times when you started? Yes. Did you allow that to stop you? No. And you know why? Because you made it work. You made it work because you fall a couple of times, isn't it? Yeah. So are you willing to make this work? Because that's the only thing. The process works. Like, you've seen testimonials. The question is, are you going to do the work? And you go with that line, for example, are you going to do the work? Yes or no? Yes. And when you hit an obstacle, you're going to ask for help. Yes. And we'll be here to help you. So if you're going to do the work with a proven process and you're going to ask for help, how is it not going to work? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But if you're not willing to bet on yourself, how do you expect me to bet on you? Are you willing to bet on yourself? Yes, I am. Are you sure? Because you don't have to. Yes, I am. Okay, so what do you feel you need to do today to keep betting on yourself, and tomorrow you're one step closer to being in Costa Rica with your family? Yeah, but it's like, it's too much for me. Yeah, a little bit of nerves possibly going on right now, discomfort. Good. That's a good thing, because without that, there is no discomfort zone. You're still in your cocoon. Blah, 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 blah. You know what it goes from there, right? That's fear is a good pre-frame. And we keep looping and looping. And of course, like, you're not going to loop forever, but 2 or 3, it's what I expect you to do, guys. 2 or 3 loops, like boom, 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 and build up muscle. Go ahead, Trey.
If the prospect is asking us, sometimes when I'm getting thrown off is when they're asking like technical questions. They're asking like, well, okay, how is this working? Like, either with the, finding placements or the money back guarantee.
That's a step 75, brother. We're still in step 2. How about we just make that actually an issue? That's not an issue right now. It's an issue in your head. How about we make that an issue and then we solve that together?
You're saying that as a response?
Yeah, if they just go like, once I am placed, like what Excel sheet do I need to use for my KPIs? How is that even relevant?
So, and the kind of question I want to lead with that is, when they are asking those questions, do we kind of answer that with our own question and just like, why are you jumping too far ahead? Let's just focus on right now. If you can.
Yeah. So when you're a presentation, every time someone asks you a question, what is the question that you should be running in your mind first?
Where is this coming from?
Is this a question that I should be answering, or is this a question that I should be probing into? Is this a question that I should be answering, or is this a question I should be exactly probing into? So if they just go go so much far ahead or too much into the weeds, just go, where's that coming from? What are you looking for? Just so I can better support you. I just want to make sure that if I get placed, I'm gonna have all the support. Oh yeah, you are. That's exactly what phase 3 is all about. I'm gonna walk you through in a moment. We're still in phase 2. Okay, great. Right? So a lot of times you just need to ask them, what's behind that? Just so I can understand what are you looking for, so I can give you a better answer. Just that. What's behind that? What makes you say that? What makes you ask that in particular? Oh wow, that's a very specific question. Is there any reason why you're asking that? Just so I can better support you? Yeah, don't allow them to go into the weeds, because if they ask you to go into the weeds and you go with them, then and you give them all this information, then guess what you are creating? What objection are you creating?
Think about it.
You gave me a lot. I need to process all of this.
Got it.
Brian, if you have a call, guys, you can bounce, okay? All good. Great session today. Brian, what do you got?
Yeah, so when it comes to when you go for the fear objection, like obviously looping and things like that, and then they start bringing up a partner all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's fear. It's fear. No,
Yeah.
no, this is fear. That is partner. That is fear in disguise.
yes, SPR.
Ignore it. Just ignore it. Yeah, ignore it.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay,
like,
so
the moment they go, yeah, I gotta think about it. That's how you always make decisions. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Then I'm fearful, blah blah, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, yeah, I also would love to speak with my partner. That right there, my friend, is fear. It's fear. It's just fear. Straight fear.
so how would you sort of probe into that then? Like, if your partner was involved, yeah.
Yeah, I would just ignore it. Just first of all, ignore it. Just ignore it. But then you can use another analogy and just keep looping for as if it was fear. So you could say, have you ever heard of the phrase heavy is the crown that heavy is the head that wears the crown? Yeah, that's not because of the jewelry is heavy, it's because of the burden of responsibility. And I understand that you might have to speak with your partner, no worries, but who's going to do this? You. Whose decision to become an appointment setter is this? Who's responsible for being successful with this? Got you. That's the burden of responsibility. So if you want to wear that crown, what do you feel you need to do today so that you can put yourself and your partner in the best position possible to be successful tomorrow? You see, I'm seeing fear and I am reframing fear, even though she's saying or he's saying partner, because it's fear. They're just trying to put the partner in front on in the middle to just, yeah. You see that?
Yeah, so okay, so when you've gone through that, and then you do a closing question again, or?
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever heard of the sentence, heavy is the head that wears the crown? Yes. That's not because of the jewelry is heavy, it's because of the burden of responsibility. Who's responsible for getting this right? Who's responsible for growing your income to blah, 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 blah? Me. Got you. So what do you feel you need to do today? So tomorrow you can be one step closer to being where you want to be with your partner in the right. So you just put the responsibility on them. It's like, I need to speak with my partner. Who's responsible for this? Who's responsible for your dreams? You. Right? You allow them to say me. Got you. So what do you, that's right there. And if you want to have a chance to get to XYZ and have this lifestyle, you're going to have to wear that crown. That crown is amazing. It gives you an endless room for possibilities and opportunities, but it comes with a burden. So what do you feel you need to do today so that you can have blah, 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 blah. You see, it's like I'm ignoring the freaking partner. I'm just putting the responsibility on them and going for another closing question. And if they just go, yeah, but we make decisions as a partner, like it's not my money entirely. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. No worries. I understand that. And then if she all of a sudden throws a logistical partner, like it's not my money, is my boyfriend's money, then you just gotta transition into partner. But at least you will collect the deposit. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Because it's for the SPR, respect or approval. If they say respect, then you're gonna do the cost of inaction probe.
No, so SPR is support, probe, and responsibility.
Yeah.
That's SPR, support, probe, and responsibility. So what's your partner's name since you brought that up? Jonathan. Okay, how does Jonathan feel about you making more money so that you can travel with him and da da da? Oh yeah, he wants, but why does he want you to make more money? Da da da. Now we're agreeing that the partner wants you to be successful. Okay, and who's responsible for doing this? Da 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 da. You do the whole thing, right? So if they give you, yeah, but it's not my money, I cannot make decisions. Then it's just logistical. So you have to. Okay, that's you can say, okay, that's another thing, and we can definitely rub that for a second. But I want to know about you, in your own opinion, Natalie. Do you feel you can do this? Do you feel this is the answer for you? Are you willing to bet on yourself? Yes, your boyfriend. Yes, blah, blah, blah. We can talk about it. But the most important thing is you. Are you willing to make this work? Are you willing to just have the burden of responsibility? Yes, I'm 100% in. We just got to get him on board. Okay, great. That's fine. What happens if he doesn't get on board? What are you going to do? Oh, blah, 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 da, 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 da. Right? You go through that process. Okay, so of course you cannot make the full jump because you need to speak with him, and we're not in the business of breaking marriages. Now, what I want you to do today, or this is more authoritative because now I've just, I'm going for the kill here, and I have this trust built. It's like, okay, cool. So if there was a way, so you can just go different ways. Okay, so you cannot do this because blah 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 blah. Your partner. Now, in the same way, I don't believe that the best thing you can do now is to do nothing, because then we're just like not taking full responsibility. So if there was a way in which you could do one step, you speak with your partner, and then based on that we create a game plan, would that help you? Yes. Cool. Are you sure? Because you don't have to. Yeah, blah blah blah. And you just frame it as progress. Take a deposit. Down payment. Give them some homework, book a call with the partner, because the goal is, regardless of what your partner says, we're going to move forward. Like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you make progress. That should be the idea. Go ahead, Trey.
Sorry. So one thing I struggled with last week was, and I really pressed hard with a couple of people in terms of like requiring a deposit before booking that follow-up call. However, there was just a couple people that were just like, I just don't have it. I don't have anything. At that point, do I reject to then book that follow-up call with them? Or how do I kind of frame that?
Yeah. So first of all, remove the word deposit from your vocabulary.
I did. The way that I said that, I didn't say deposit. I think maybe the very first day, but after you told us, I said, just put something down so that we can start taking action. I was using that frame. I didn't use deposit.
Okay. So it's just like, first of all, you got to sell them on progress first. That's the first thing. You just do the IDIC. Then after you're doing the IDIC, then it's like, oh, okay, so you're 100% in. It's just this. Okay, great. So if there was a way in which we could make progress instead of a jump, since you don't have money for the jump, would that help you? Yes, it would. Are you sure? Because you don't have to. We do have a process for that. But even before considering the process, we just need to draw a line in the sand and get alignment with what are you going to do in these circumstances. Focus on progress, or doing nothing, or delaying. Progress. Okay, so should I walk you through the process then that we have for people that want to make progress? Yes. Okay, you put something down, then I give you access to some of the training, and we start moving the needle forward. We book another call next week, whatever you feel like, whenever you feel, so that you can know whether you can afford the full program or not. But regardless, we're making progress. And if you can agree, if you can come up with the funds, great, we'll get you in. If not, we'll just build a game plan, and we'll continue to work together until you can join, so that you can change your life, whatever that might be. Would that help you? If they say no, you have one last card in your pocket, which is, hold on, how do you mean? Oh, no, I got to think about it. Trey, I didn't even told you how much was the down payment. It could have been $1. It could have literally been $1. What happened? What's coming up? And then you just point the behavior. Can you see this behavior? It's not you, it's the behavior. Can you see how in the presence of discomfort, you backpedal automatically? It could have been literally $1. Like, have you ever considered that pattern of behavior has kept you stuck where you are right now? Oh yeah. And are you willing to allow that pattern of behavior to keep dictating your results in your life moving forward? No. Are you sure? Because you don't have to. So what do you feel you need to do now so that you can break that pattern? Yeah, I need to focus on progress, do something. But how much is it? Well, how much can you put down that is uncomfortable? That represents you stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because if you just put $1 and then you do nothing, you don't do progress, that's missing the whole point of what we're trying to do here. So how much can you put down that is uncomfortable? $50? Can you do 100? Let's do 100. Okay, let's do 100. Boom, you put 100. Whatever that might be.
Okay.
If they tell you, dude, I would just put 100, but I just don't have anything, then it's not that they don't want to do it, it's that they are not able to do it. But first, you gotta get them into, I want to do it, I am willing to do it. And then if they're not able, that's something different. It's like, you're not able, you're willing but not able. So what else can we do? Then you did everything you could.
Would we still send like the kickoff training? Would we still send that even if they don't have something to put down for that?
You put it on them. So you say, okay, I can see that you have the intent, and it's just a matter that you don't have any money right now, not even to put something down. And of course, we're gonna put $1 because what is that? So I guess and at this stage, you should have already done the open wallet, so you would know how much they have, right? So you would know, okay, the next month they would just get the paycheck or whatever it might be. By the way, if you do the open wallet and they go, right now I have nothing, but in 30 days, then you can't go into down payment because they have nothing, right?
Got it.
So then you just book a follow-up call. It's just like, what are you going to do? Just book a follow-up call. And then once they have something, you can close them on deposit. Now, very important. If they don't have anything, and they're not going to have anything for the next 6 months, what's the point of collecting a down payment? Like, it's not going to happen any sooner. So then it's just like, disqualify the guy, put them in your list, nurture, and check in on a recurring basis until the person is ready to or has the funds.
Gotcha.
And I'm assuming that there's no credit access or anything like that.
Got it. Thank you.
You got it. Cool, guys. Awesome. Any last questions or anything? I still have a couple minutes. If you don't have a call, I can stay for a couple minutes more if you have any other questions.
Yeah, I wanted to bring something up about our triage availability at this moment. I've been getting some questions from setters regularly, mostly last week, to take calls at later times. I've had some trouble rescheduling some of my leads as well because they're in the US. I don't know if you guys have thought about that. I just thought I'd bring it up because I feel like we're missing out on opportunity there.
Okay. Yes, I've thought of that. I'm working on that. But so yeah, thank you for bringing that up for US time zone. Yeah, thank you, brother.
Okay.
Cool. All good then. Anything else, guys? Okay, let's just wrap it up here. Good session. Let's keep crushing it. I will see you on the next one. Okay. Go crush it. See ya. Bye.